What's up, everybody? Welcome into the week 14 lineup advice show. I'm your shepherd, and that is the Jonsey. Hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. We got a lot to get into. We got last night's game, which is a really good game. Well, I said really. I don't know, just like really came out of my mouth. It was a good game. It was a good game. We had some fire performances for sure. We'll get into the game. We'll get into the news. A lot of breaking or injury breaking type of news to get into, of course. And then we're going to get into all your questions because this is, again, week 14. You need advice for your lineups, and we've got it. We've got it, Jonesy. Where did you want to go to first? Oh, you know what? Forget it. Let's hit item 4. How are you?
I'm okay.
You
It's
okay?
been a long week.
Yeah, it's definitely, the days are shorter, the
Yeah.
nights are colder. That's part of the song. I won't get into the rest of the song. Well, yeah, no, as long as you're okay. I mean, at least at the bare minimum, you're okay. I'd love for you to be spectacular, but I know, I mean, it's hard for everybody to be spectacular without being on something all the time. So,
Yeah. Yeah. No,
nevertheless.
I've been dealing with a shipping nightmare from Dell right now with UPS, and it's just I'm
It's
just
weird.
over it.
Yeah, a lot of this is the frenzy type of year, not just not obviously not fantasy, but whether it's getting all your shopping finalized and your gifts taken care of and gatherings, that for many people, you have to make arrangements and your plans to, of course, see your family, your friends, your loved ones, so on and so forth. I'm fortunate. I'm lucky. Like half of my family isn't here.
Yeah,
I,
a lot of my family isn't around here either.
I,
So
I actually avoid. I get Christmas with my family at different times during the year. My immediate family, down south, down in Florida. My sister, immediate family, has since left the other day and is now down in Florida. Yeah, but I will see loved ones. I will see my closest, dearest friends. And I'm excited about that for sure. In any event, how about last night's game? You are the resident Packer fan. Tough loss. That's a good team. They're both
yeah,
good. They're both good teams. There's good to take away from the Packers' loss. Josh Jacobs continues to be sensational. The way they're using him, the way he's running with purpose and strength at this time of year, which is good
yeah,
and exciting. Christian Watson, that was nice. I mean, it's good to see him alive.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, I just wish it was more consistent with him, but I don't know if we're
yeah,
ever gonna get that. You know.
no, no, of course, of course. I mean, we all would at least for us in fantasy or those that have invested in Christian Watson. That was nice to see. Jordan Love was a little bit on the inconsistent side. At least the first half was a nightmare. Then the adjustments were made, like good teams do. The
Hmm.
adjustments were made, and they picked it up. Tucker Craft got or found the end zone again, which was nice. And then those Lions. I mean, that's a good team. That's a good team. I love the way they got Jameer Gibbs into the end zone on that kind of like on in the out of the slot or out of the backfield and ran around. It was a nice play. How you Tim Patrick shares today?
I know. I was just gonna ask you that.
Yeah, yeah. How those doing?
I mean, I don't have any, but I mean, maybe in some best ball, I maybe grabbed a couple, but he's not someone I've invested in any seasonal or you know keeper leagues or anything like
Of
that.
course, of
So
course, of course not. Of course not. Just like nobody invested in Westbrook Akine. Nobody. Nevertheless, on a pure football standpoint, as a fan of the game, that was nice to see Tim Patrick score 2
yeah,
touchdowns.
yeah,
As a fantasy purist, Okay, that's garbage. No one wants to see that. That doesn't help anybody. How about that?
Yeah,
It
no.
helps nobody.
No, the only thing it helps is people doing DFS and
No, nobody. I'm telling you, nobody. Okay, I checked the sleeper app. He was 1%. He was 1% rostered, let alone
yeah, yeah,
started. I mean,
yeah. I
forget
mean,
it.
unless you're in like a 14 team, 16 team, something like that, you're probably not rostering him. I mean, I
No,
mean, especially even there. I mean, you got Amon Ra, you got Jameson Williams,
no.
Sam Laporte is still a thing, and they run the ball like crazy. So Tim Patrick's, fifth, sixth on the pecking order. I mean, it's just you're never going to predict that.
Amon Ra. Whew, boy, oh boy. Now, of course, everybody had Amon Ra. Everyone started Amon Ra because that's what you do.
Yep.
You start Amon Ra St. Brown, and it's just again that's fantasy for you. That's the nature of the game. You have Tim Patrick score twice. Amon Ra St. Brown is going to take a hit from it.
Yeah.
In any event, yeah, those Lions are a good team. They've got two strong running backs. They've got a tight end who's having a down year, but I mean, still, they're loaded. If the only thing that I could see stopping them would be getting a 2 seed and having to go on the road for the conference championship again. That's the only thing I can see stopping them. I don't see them losing at home. By the way, at home, tell me that what like God, I was gonna say something. It's I shouldn't say it even here on YouTube. But that place was like quiet. They didn't look very like excited, or they didn't sound excited. It was like a kind of like subdued like atmosphere for like the for a Thursday night prime time game. I don't know. Like you would think that they'd be more raucous, or they'd be more energy. I don't know. Maybe there's just too much winning going on there. I don't
Could
know.
be. Could be. They're
Did you get that Did you get
this
that
year's.
impression?
I wasn't able to watch a lot of the game. With my
Oh, right, yeah.
really
No,
bad
it was.
time, but
It's they were. It was.
that could be a thing. They're on a hot streak this year and they're doing well, and I mean, maybe Lions fans are getting used to that, and you know,
I mean, that's something else that caught my attention. It was kind of quiet. Hello, Sniper. How are you? Hope you're traveling well, traveling safely. And the George Goat. Look at this goat, man. What's up, Max? Max Goat. All the goats are coming in right now. We're gonna get to all your questions, just like I promised. We were gonna talk about the game. We were gonna see how Jonsey was doing, not in any particular order. Um, I guess we'll address the news, or anything that comes along the way. Considering if you've got the player in question, and if there's news upon that said player, we'll try to locate that news. I mean, obviously the big one, at least from my taking, would be that they're going to shelf Brees Hall this week. He's doubtful at this
yeah, he's
time.
doubtful, so he's
He's
probably not
doubtful, and
playing.
it's not going to rework itself to questionable. I can tell you that much. They've already got Braylon Allen with the adjusted projection, which isn't that high, by the way. It's not that high. And
No,
how do I know this, folks? Because I have Braylon Allen. Why do I have Braylon Allen? Because I drafted Brees Hall. Now, not in every league. Granted, some stole the cuff.
Yep.
That's a thing. You try to get your cuffs. We've been saying it for weeks now. Get your stud handcuffs. Sometimes you just really can't.
yeah,
I mean,
and I mean it happens. I mean, especially with you know running backs. People are like, well, I'm gonna take all the handcuffs because if someone gets hurt, but then they don't take their own half the time, and
yeah.
then their
No,
running back goes down and they got no one.
it's that, or the backup running back earlier in the season, got playing time, performed well in that playing time, and then you kind of seeing whether or not the backup is going to play in tandem with the actual starting running back, and they create like standalone value for that running back. That never took place for Braylon Allen, although like there was that for a short while, maybe a week or two, it looked like they might be, but then that kind of fizzled off altogether, and sort of the Jets fizzled off altogether as well in the process. It's interesting they're gonna ice Brees Hall. I'm not sure of the severity of his soreness, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers is going to continue to play. Like that makes you might as well just put Tyrod Taylor in at this point as well. But you know what? Let's save that. We'll bookmark that for
Rodgers. The thing is, though, is Rodgers would never allow that. Because here's the thing: if Tyrod Taylor comes in and Tyrod Taylor runs that offense well, Aaron Rodgers looks like an idiot, and he would never put himself in that position. So there's no way he's going to allow it, barring injury. That's why Tyrod Taylor's there, and they didn't bring in, they brought in an older veteran that he felt comfortable with instead of someone that if Rodgers did bad, the fans wouldn't be, yelling for. But
I see that. I could understand that, but at the same time, I'm going to take somewhat of a different position. Like I'm the freaking owner of the team. I've really got no general manager. My entire football operations department is like in the garbage.
Shambles.
It's literally in the dumpster.
Yep.
I mean, like, well, what's the difference? And I'm writing.
There's no difference.
And I'm writing this man, and I'm writing him the same check.
Yep.
I can't even get away with that.
If I'm the owner, I'm saying put Tyrod Taylor in. Because why not at this point? One, if you're going to keep Rodgers next year, you don't want to risk injury. And two, what if Taylor comes in there and he lights it up? That shows you that, I don't remember the specifics of Rodgers' contract, but if they got an out, maybe they take that. Seeing someone else run the offense and doing well, The
way he's talking, if the Jets want me back, my preference is to be here in New York. So that's that to me, just reading between the lines, there's an out. But nevertheless, it's week 14. As long as I'm in uniform on the sidelines with a little silly headset on, like on the sidelines, I'm getting paid. Not to mention this man's already made his millions from the Jets.
Yeah, but for Rodgers though,
it doesn't make
it's not about the money. It's his ego.
I get it. Let's get to George though before I really start to get upset. All right. Before I really just like go off the rails, we don't want to go off the rails here, right, Sniper? You don't want to see me go off the rails. No, I don't want to go. I'm a nice guy. I'm calm. I don't want to go off the rails. He needs to start two wide receivers here for the GOAT. There's Nick Westbrook-Akine.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but we're gonna rule him out. I'm ruling Nick Westbrook-Akine out again. I will not start him. This is not sustainable. This will not continue. So
yeah, I agree. It's not sustainable. But at the end of the day, it just depends on what your other options are. But in this case,
George's got options.
Yeah, he's got better options.
He's got options here, of course. Now, non-PPR. I expect a big game. Or a good game. I expect a good game out of Marvin Harrison Jr. He's not really catching a ton of balls, but I know that they're looking for him. I know Kyler they're attempting to get him going.
Yep. It's a good matchup for him, too, this week.
Now, JSN, non-PPR, again, someone that doesn't catch a lot of balls. Maybe we could get him to 100 yards. Maybe we could get him to touchdown. We expect DK Metcalf to score at some point soon. Hope sooner rather than later. DeAndre Hopkins against the Chiefs, I'm not going to go with. Not playing the Chargers. And Jalen Waddle. Now, there's the other one, by the way. Jalen Waddle, this time last season, he smoked the Jets. Smoked them. He actually had 2 good games against the Jets last season. One of them, I believe, the second game down in Miami, he had like 140 and a touchdown.
Mhm.
I think Jalen Waddle's your play here. I like him. And I would go with Marvin Harrison Jr. 2 for non-PPR. Those are the 2 I'm going to take.
I agree with Marvin Harrison. I think he's the first lock. And then for me, it comes really down to DJ Moore and Jalen Waddle. You know, I think I'm going to side with DJ Moore on this one just because he's the number 1.
Yes.
And Waddle's the number 2. I like both of them this week. But if I got to choose one, I'm going to choose the guy that is the priority receiver. Not saying that Waddle can't have an amazing game, but that would just be my tiebreaker.
No. There you have it, George. Appreciate you, George Goat. George Goat, week 14 in the non-PPR in the standard league. That's not your only league, George Goat, because couldn't have been asking us standard all season. We buy homes near you. 512 Goat in a
another non-PPR. What's up with the non-PPR tonight?
Yeah, look, well, the standard leagues have a place in the industry.
Yeah, they're just not very common these days, you know.
Many. There's look. I mean, good connection of ours, Fark, still plays in standard league. I mean, to me, we switched the home league switched from standard to half PPR. Like God, I'll age myself a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. Like sometime around 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
And then just recently, as a matter of fact, this season, 1 out of 2 of the main home leagues went from half PPR to PPR. Okay. So that's the home league. Now the majority of my other leagues are PPR, and then even wackier than that.
Yeah,
like the tight.
I remember, and this is probably like 10 years ago, maybe a little longer, playing in a standard league with no fractional points. So if they didn't get that 10 yard,
13,
they needed that 10 yards, that 25 yards, otherwise it didn't count. And yeah. I'm like, and it was a super flex, and I'm like, I can't play in this league anymore. It's killing me every time I look at my.
I could see it. I see it in ESPN right now. I could see
it was an ESPN league too.
I see it. I see that. It's like 14. Nothing else after. No decimal.
Yeah.
Non-PPR start 1 flex since Breece Hall is doubtful is Isaac Guerrero, Jacoby, Braylon Allen, the handcuff, Rashad. The 2 starting running backs. Monty, who played. Tony Pollard is a great play this week. And if it's not PPR, I don't see how you could go wrong with starting Isaac Guerrero.
Isaac Guerrero is a must. There's going to be better options than him this week, but he is going to be starting for a lot of people this week.
I mean, he may get spelled a little bit here and there by Patrick
Taylor. Patrick Taylor is going to get a little bit out.
I would will get some work, right? But I mean, we've seen Isaac Guerrero flash for a 70-yard touchdown. Now again, in this system, any running back is good for close to 5 yards per carry, and he's going to get the majority of the work. So if you don't have to worry about any type of half PPR based on your scoring setting, excuse me, yeah, then it's Isaac Guerrero here. Braylon Allen, again, I said it to lead off the show. The projection for him is only like at around 10 points. I see him exceeding that projection. I really do. Because, again, like they should get him involved in the passing game as well. But I don't know how you go away from Guerrero at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the good play there.
So what's your oh, wait, it's only 1. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Garindo here because Monty already went and Tony Pollard. So this is in the flex.
Yeah.
Isaac Randall.
I was for some reason I was thinking it was 2. So I mean,
flex.
Myers to me is a good play this week too, just for people listening.
It is.
I mean, last 2 weeks he's got 15 targets. 2 weeks ago, 11 targets last week. I mean, he's playing that top dog, receiver role. What we always wanted when someone else was over there and is now in New York, but yeah, he's not a bad option this week either. What's up, Max?
Max Corleone, the Max Goat. He's he's busy in his lab trying to concoct like what to do about the CMC situation. Jordan Mason went down. I don't think he was able to get Isaac. He's also got DK Metcalf. Like, we're waiting for DK Metcalf.
It's got to happen.
I mean, it's not that it's got to.
DK is too talented to.
He's got there's too much talent there. Yeah. That's correct. There's just he's too talented. He's too athletic. He's got to find the end zone, or they're going to find the end zone for him. Does that come at JSN's expense? It might, because they're not getting that much passing touchdowns or passing volume out of Geno Smith. You're getting a lot of empty passes. Something else to look out for, by the way, Kenny Skywalker.
Yeah, he's been
figures
missing practices and
figures.
Got to keep a close eye on that one.
Tyler Goat, man. No, I wouldn't do that.
I mean, here, I want to. So in a PPR format, if you ask people who's doing better, JSN or DK, I bet you 100% of the people are going to say JSN. But if you look at points per game, JSN's at 15, DK is at 14. JSN has more points on the year, but DK's also missed a couple of games. So, but the reason people are so down on DK though is just because
touchdowns.
He was the higher draft capital. So when you're getting that value player that's doing just as good or better, people think that they're doing amazing and the other person who they drafted higher is doing worse, So
plus we haven't seen DK Metcalf score in a while. That's why if DK Metcalf would have, right? I mean, like, when's the last time he actually found the end zone?
I got it up right here. Hang on. DK. Week 7.
That's 7 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, he's only got, looks like 3 touchdowns on the year.
Yeah.
Week 2. He started out hot week 2, 3, 4.
And how many was he really expected to have? I mean, like, out of his entire career, he's never had any more than 6? If that. 7, if that. I think I'm being generous with 7. He wasn't really
what he did last year. Last year he had 8.
Okay, 8.
Year before that he had 6. 2021 he had 12.
He's a very good wide receiver.
10 year before. I mean, I would expect good 10 wide receiver.
He's a
as an average.
I wouldn't. He's a good wide receiver 2 on your team. Good. Right now, this week he is a wide receiver 2 on the higher end of the scale. Wide receiver 14 on a lousy bye week.
All right, Tyler is Reed droppable for Elijah Moore. People are not happy with Reed. That's the biggest thing I've been seeing all day.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it.
I don't know if I would do that either.
I'm not dropping him though.
Yeah,
no way.
I don't know if I want to drop Jaden Reed. Nope. I get that I'm not happy with him. If I would have had Jaden Reed, I would have started him. I didn't draft Jaden Reed.
I mean, he's a starter for me in every.
I waited. And I drafted.
In a league.
I waited the 3, 4, 5 rounds plus from where Jaden Reed was being drafted and drafted Christian Watson. Now, I'm not saying that I started Christian Watson every single week. Absolutely not. No. Nevertheless, I waited for Christian Watson's value come draft day. Nevertheless, Jaden Reed, I still wouldn't drop for Elijah Moore.
No, because I mean, at some point.
Now, it begs the question though for Tyler Goat. If you could get Elijah Moore, who else is on the team that you might want to, release into the wild?
Yeah, there could be someone else that I would drop for Elijah Moore.
That's so I'm right. So I'm not saying I don't want Elijah Moore. It's just I'm not dropping him for Elijah Moore. But Jamie could very easily just pop off next week.
Yeah, he's at a tough stretch here since the bye.
And that'll be week 15, first round of the playoffs, depending on, the rest of your squad, Tyler. He could very well be a smash start next week. Speaking of the handcuffs.
Bucky, Braylon, Blake Corum, Ray Davis.
Yeah, so I don't think Jahmyr Gibbs has one. Or he does have one. He's on everyone else's team.
Jahmyr Gibbs is the handcuff.
It's kind of sort of like who would be the next man up on that depth chart
on that team?
Is it Craig Reynolds?
Craig Reynolds. I mean, whatever. What's the other dude's name?
I don't know.
Whatever. It doesn't matter, and because the whole thing is if Gibbs or Monty goes down, whatever one's still there is just going to get the biggest workload. There is no other guy that's going to come in and take 50% of the snaps. So unless both of them go down, you don't need to worry about it. Now, what was his? I mean, I'm all about everyone that knows me knows handcuff. But to me, Gainwell isn't a guy that I look at as a high-end handcuff because I don't trust him.
Yeah, I mean, Saquon is like there's he's one of one. So I mean, Kenneth Gainwell, knock on wood, if he gets inserted into this starting role, I don't see him replicating the Saquon.
Yeah, to me, a good comparison is the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, when Jonathan Taylor goes down, it's just a cluster.
Even Jonathan Taylor's not even Jonathan Taylor, right?
And you can't rely on him.
You can't even get a handcuff there to even make the head coaches think about replacing him or giving them. Yeah,
and honestly, too, if Saquon were to go down, I think Bucky would be the better play anyway over Gainwell. Yeah, I'm not dropping Gainwell for. I mean, who knows what happens with Breece Hall? Maybe they shut him down for the year. I mean, I doubt that happens, but anything could happen. And then Braylon Allen steps into a role. I'm not dropping Blake Corum or Ray Davis. Those guys are complete playoff league winners if Cook or why can't I think of his name?
Let me put it this way. If Breece Hall is going to miss this week, in week 14, there's really no reason for him to play week 15, week 16, 18. There's really no reason for it. There's no reason for it. If he's going to miss now, if he can't get up, if they can't get him onto the field for at least a divisional game in warm, sunny South Florida, forget it. There's no reason for him to play the rest of the season. Now, should I stash Gainwell? I don't think you're gonna get the Saquon production out of Gainwell. I really don't. I would sit there with Bucky, Braylon, Blake Corum. If Kyren Williams goes down, then Blake Corum's instant. Yep. And then Cook. If Cook goes down, Ray Davis is that standalone value. It's kind of, sort of, kind of. Ray Davis looked just as good as James Cook
Yeah.
in the snow.
I mean, now if one of these running backs were like Raheem Mostert, sure, I'm dropping them and picking up, Gainwell. But
let's hold. Let's sit. Let's do some fantasy rain dances. We're gonna pray to the fantasy gods. We're gonna I think again, this is just me being optimistic, George Goat. For the window that we have, 14, 15, 16, week 17, GOAT championship, I think we're good. I think we're good for now.
Rodgers, my only choice I'm guessing Warrior Bowl. Yeah, I have Rodgers in Scott Fishbowl. I'm still.
Don't you remember? Oh, you just brought up that? Oh no! Oh no!
What?
Just like put like salt in the open wound, or you just opened up a can of worms. I think the young lady is off in like a quasi sort of vacation right now. We don't want to poke the bear. You just poked the bear. Nevertheless, did we had this conversation weeks ago? I'm pretty sure we said, look, you can't drop Rodgers because you're going to need a quarterback in this week because Lamar Jackson. It's Lamar, right?
Yeah, and I have Anthony Richardson. So
we said you can't drop him because of this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, week 14. Mark my words, this show is recorded. The NFL is going to do the same thing next season. They're going to put 5-6 teams on a bye week 14. They love doing this to the fantasy industry. It keeps us all so locked in, engaged. They love it.
Yeah, and I mean, me personally, they talk about player safety and stuff. If they really cared about player safety, you know what they would do? They'd give everyone 2 bye weeks, and they'd give everyone the same bye weeks. So everyone is, so you don't have guys going from week 5 to the end of the season or until week 14, to heal up.
They're doing. Look, they're very. They are very much into player safety. They give these dudes the options of wearing the little extra cap on their heads. They pull them right off the field if they're which is rightfully
they like to make it appear that they are into player safety, but at the end of the day, it's all about money. If they can get more money about something, they don't care about player safety.
Without doubt, no, without 1,000% correct. There's no dispute in that. And this is a vehicle of money, fantasy, and they love it. Emiliano Goat, how are you?
Kyler or Baker?
It's
I'm going Kyler here.
It's Kyler is in Seattle or Seattle in Arizona?
It is in Arizona.
And Tampa is playing Carolina?
No, Tampa is against
Carolina.
Raiders.
I'm going to take Baker.
Yeah, Carolina's the Eagles this week.
Right. Oh, right. I'm going to take Baker. As much as we just said 10 minutes ago that they're trying to get Marvin Harrison involved. They're trying to get him the ball more. Kyler Murray just has not been playing well. He'll get you, excuse me again, he'll get you to around the 18 points because that's about his average. You'll get there based on his rushing upside, which we all know about. But I think this is a tough game, another divisional game. This could very well be a low-scoring affair.
Okay, let me put it to you this way, though. Baker Mayfield, you're saying Kyler hasn't been great?
Baker has not been.
Baker hasn't been any better.
Their passing volume and passing scoring has gone down as well.
Baker's high over the last four games is 18.7.
That's
and Kyler
should be around that.
28.7 is his highest. Kyler's had a lower game in 4, and Baker's lowest has been 8.9.
Kyler's
they're pretty much the same in the last 4 games.
I'll go with the easier matchup here. I'll go with Baker.
See, I'm going to go with the two teams fighting for the division.
Okay.
You know, you got Seattle and Arizona. They both are in contention.
Tampa needs to win.
Yeah, Tampa needs to win, but
they can't just sit back and like expect the Falcons to lose or expect Kirk Cousins to continue to throw interceptions. They need to win the game. They need to win the game.
Well, yeah, everyone needs to win the game.
Well, some team, not really.
Well, I mean,
Buffalo.
Everyone in contention needs to win the game.
Tampa and the Falcons they're like a half a game apart.
Yes. Well, they're both 6-6 right now.
They're both close in the rankings. GOAT. Baker's at QB4. Kyler's at QB6. I'll go with the higher consensus ranking here. That's me.
Yeah, they're both like you just. They're both really close. So, Jacoby Myers. Well, there's more to that.
My bad.
Jacoby Myers over CeeDee Lamb. Also have Kupp and Evans. I mean, I'm assuming Kupp and Evans are already starting for you. I mean, I don't see how they wouldn't be.
Also have Cooper, Kupp, and Evans. So it's like CeeDee Lamb, Jacoby Myers, Kupp, Evans. Because now he's considering Jacoby Myers over CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
Look, if we have to start 2 wide receivers here,
I'm assuming it's 3. I'm assuming that Kupp and Evans are starting. I don't know because I don't see how they're not starting.
Some leagues start 2. Some leagues will start 2.
You're telling me this guy's got 2 wide receivers that are better than Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp, CeeDee Lamb? That means he'd have to have like Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra or something like that. And how are you going to have all those guys unless he built a crazy dynasty team or something? Anyways, let's just look at Jacoby Myers versus CeeDee Lamb. I see the case for it. I still don't think I'm doing it.
I could see the case for it as well.
I mean, Dallas is against Cincinnati, and Cincinnati can give up crazy amounts of pass yards.
The problem with CeeDee Lamb is he's not getting those nice chunk plays, those nice explosive plays, those plays that make CeeDee Lamb because of the injury to Dak. He's now getting like 6-yard plays, 4-yard, 5-yard, 10 yards. He's not getting those 15-yard plays. So I mean, like if we think, I think CeeDee Lamb will find the end zone. It's just it might be on one of these cheap 4-yard, 7-yard plays. Now, how much more is he going to get after that? Where Jacoby Myers, you've got a more complete game with a ton of targets and a ton of yards. And if Brock Bowers doesn't score, the chances are it's Jacoby Myers. I could see that. I could definitely see the case. It is a little crazy.
Yeah.
I could definitely see the case.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
if they're gonna call, again though, it's they're playing the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, if CeeDee Lamb had a tougher matchup, I would be
you're probably
inclined to do it, but
you're probably gonna get a better overall game from Jacoby Myers. You probably are. Even against the Bengals, you're probably going to get a better overall game.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, I like Jacoby Myers this week. So, I mean, if you're already starting Kupp and Evans, I'm okay starting Jacoby Myers and taking that shot. I mean, me personally, I would probably still stick with CD. Because at the end of the day, they both have good matchups. They both have backup type quarterbacks in there. I'm going to go with who's the more talented wide receiver, and that's CeeDee Lamb. But I can, like I said, I'd be okay with Myers in there also. Cardinals or Titans defense this week?
Playing the Jaguars. They're playing the Jaguars. See, now on your theory, you think the divisional game is going to be a tight game. You would want to start the Cardinals, wouldn't you? Tight game, tough game.
No, I don't.
Cardinals are playing.
When I say divisional matchup, I mean more competitive, and I think more scoring.
See, I kind of think opposite of that, though. I kind of think like a tough divisional, like a lot of defensive stops, like putting the clamps down on scoring. What if you get that crappy Seattle weather?
It doesn't matter. They're in Arizona.
When they're in Arizona?
Yeah.
I thought you said. Did I ask you?
I told you they were in Arizona.
Oh, so that's much different. Much different. Controlled environment.
I mean, they might get a rattlesnake or something coming at them. But...
much different. Much different. There could be some. There could be some scoring in that game. I like the Cardinals' defense though. They're playing well as a unit. They're doing much better than what we expected them to be doing. The Titans' defense are playing the Jaguars. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that in terms of matchup.
Yeah, I'm okay going with.
I think you're okay with either
Titans.
or.
Yeah, you're probably okay with either or, but I would probably lean Titans.
I have some great stuff from a guy on Yahoo. Yeah, he was talking about the Arizona Cardinals defense, what they were doing earlier in the season versus what they're doing now. And they're playing like really well. It's like a cohesive 11-person unit, 11-player team defense. Now I don't know if they're gonna like blow the doors off of it and really get after the quarterback 10 times, 5 times. I don't know if you could expect more than an interception or anything like that, but they're not. They're bending without breaking. They are they're holding opponents to minimal, and that's all. That's really all that you want. Now that's not really solid for fantasy, but yeah. Titans could wind up like picking Mac Jones off 4 times, one of them going to the house, like what we saw with the Monday night game.
Yep. And Max lost CMC.
Yeah, it's shitty.
And Mason. So I mean, he did the right thing. He had the handcuffed
within an hour.
Yeah.
Well, so I know. Yeah, it's lousy.
Yeah,
it's lousy. Now I wanted him because based on the waiver priority, there was no shot of Garendo at that point. So I said, look, man. Just put in a claim for Vidal, put in a claim for Sincerely Sincere, and let's just like start. Let's attempt to stockpile and see if one of these dudes could possibly hit.
Yeah.
Kamani Vidal may get more playing time. He may be the one that like gets the opportunities again this Sunday. They need a running back over there.
Yep.
Now, Sincerely McCormick, he's looked pretty decent. I don't know what Alexander Madison's status is for this game, and Amir Abdullah is just not that running back. He's not that answer. I don't know.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I was able to grab Braylon, Zach Charbonnet. Zach Charbonnet may start, and in the starts that he has had early in the season, they were phenomenal.
Yeah, Charbonnet is a high end handcuff.
Starts that he had, I have Walker, I have Charbonnet. Charbonnet starts when he gets full volume.
Yep.
He's right up there. He's an RB1.
Yep.
Well, within the top 12. By the way, folks, I want to thank you very much for joining us this evening, week 14 lineup advice show. If you're new to the channel, please like the video, subscribe to us. We really appreciate that. Right, Sniper? Right. Gals in here. What gals? There are no gals. What gals? There are no women. Not allowed.
So if Walker's out, which I think he will be, ETN.
I think you will be too.
Yeah, I think you're just.
I think Max Corleone you hit gold with Zach Charbonnet because
Yeah, I think you're just plugging in Charbonnet.
Kenny Walker, fuck. But if you have Zach Charbonnet, it's fantastic.
That's the reason you handcuff, because when your starter goes out,
No,
that's
no,
why
no.
you handcuff the capable handcuffs, because it's just plug and play. You don't lose a step. That's how you cruise your championship.
Zach Charbonnet was drafted last year, correct? Yeah, he was drafted last year. He's a good running back.
Yeah,
he's a good running back. He's not getting enough opportunity. But when he has the opportunity, he does well with it. Now, Mad Max, if you're also in the wide receiver business on that team with Zach Charbonnet, now I think we might be cannibalizing our points in Seattle.
yeah, he's got Metcalf in his flex right now.
Yeah, so I mean,
I'm still playing both of them. I don't trust ETN and Braylon Allen. I mean,
I played Braylon Allen.
I think Charbonnet's got the higher ceiling.
I would play Zach Charbonnet over Braylon Allen.
Yeah, and I'd play Metcalf in the flex. I don't love having a running back and a wide receiver from the same team. I don't. But if Metcalf is your flex, you're probably okay. Because that tells me he's either your third wide receiver or your fourth wide receiver.
I think, yeah.
And that's fine.
I think the second one might be JSN.
Yeah. I mean, if he's got JSN.
Wait, well, Max, I don't know this for 100% fact, but you're not from Seattle, are you? No, I don't think so. I think the Hussots from that area, but not Mad Max Corleone. Mad Max Corleone is not from that area. Thank you, George Goat.
Yeah, thank you, everyone that comes in here and talks with us and keeps us from sitting here just talking about nothing. We like talking football, so thank you for coming.
Who's next?
Defense this week.
What about defense? Which defense?
I don't know. What's the choices?
I bet you there's a lot of choices.
Well,
there's got to be. I'll take away the teams on by. It's the
like
Ravens.
34, 36. Or no, there's 32 teams. I can't do math.
32 less 5, less 6.
Minus 6 on by.
And then another 12. So 32 minus 18.
Another 12.
12 defenses that are already in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I guess.
You could look at it that way.
Yeah.
Nevertheless.
Forever Eagles. Mahomes or Darnold? Mahomes, 100%. I'm not trusting Sam Darnold.
Sammy Bogan.
Over Mahomes. I know Mahomes hasn't been great, but he's at least been steady.
Sammy Bogan at home versus the Falcons, or Patrick Mahomes at home versus the Chargers. I don't know. I mean, I have a really tough time playing Sam Darnold over Patrick Mahomes. I have a tough time with that. They're ranked back to back.
Yeah, I mean they're back to back on the year in points per game, but
neither of them are giving you anything rushing, right? The Chargers. I kind of feel like the Chiefs could possibly just start carving them up by like the third, fourth quarter. Possibly. I have a hard time seeing Patrick Mahomes over Sam Darnold.
Yeah, no.
Let's go with Patrick Mahomes. Let's just temper the expectations here. Let's
Here.
Let's set it at like two touchdowns.
In Patrick Mahomes' career
versus the Chargers.
He averages 278 yards and almost 2.5 touchdowns and a half interception. So
it's good.
275 and 2.
It's a decent stat line.
Yeah,
I
can live with that.
It's above decent stat line, actually.
I mean, and that's the average, obviously. You know, there's some games that are better than others, but I mean, I'm still going Mahomes.
Oh, look who it is.
I'd say,
look who it is. It's the Quincy Goat. Another CD lamb chops.
2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex. Lamb, Debo, Jennings, Cup, Mooney, Tracy, Kyron, Braylon Allen, Algier. So he needs 6. 1, 2, 3.
He needs 6.
6. So he's sitting 3. Looks like. Well, running backs, because you don't have a lot of choices here. I mean, Kyron's an obvious. I'd go Kyron and Tracy for your running backs. And then Cup is a wide receiver. Lamb is a wide receiver.
As much as we like Isaac Arendo this week, as much as we like him, there is chatter, there's the whispers coming around that, you know, we could or should expect to see Deebo Samuel get kind of like back into that rushing type of role. Not a full-on assortment of it, but like if history tells us anything, anytime that the starting running back for the Niners goes down, Deebo is like thrusted into a limited role in that capacity. So we could very well be in for a Deebo-esque type of week.
Yeah, and they need to get Deebo involved. He's one of their best players, and I mean Deebo. I mean, people are more frustrated with Deebo than almost anyone, probably more than Metcalf or Jaden Reed. I mean, Deebo is the guy I always hear about, and they need to get him involved. And here's the time to do it. You know, like, what do you have to lose? Nothing. You know.
Whoa, yeah, let me push back on that for a second.
What does the 49ers have to lose? I'm not saying what do you as a fantasy owner have to lose?
Right. As great, get it, great for the G is for great. Our goats are, you know, maybe there just might be some goats here that need this win. But yes, as if you're the 49ers right now, you have absolutely nothing to Deebo needs to get back into that. So if we're going on that premise, Deebo is a start this week in fantasy, and you could expect a above decent performance.
Yeah, I mean, what it comes down to, I mean,
I don't like
it's Deebo, Jennings, Mooney, Braylon Allen, Algier for.
I'm not starting the Falcons. I'm not going to start the Falcons right now.
I don't trust Algier enough to get a workload.
No, I'm not starting the Falcons right now.
I don't trust Mooney anymore with Cousins.
No.
Braylon Allen, I mean, is a possibility. So it really comes down to Braylon Allen, Jennings, and Deebo for two of your flex. But I don't really want to start Deebo and Jennings. You know? So to me, it's Braylon Allen, and then you pick whoever you want. I would pick Deebo personally, but I understand if you'd want to go Jennings.
To me, it would be. It's either starting Mooney in place of starting both 49ers, or you're starting both 49ers.
Then you're going to sit Braylon Allen then?
Yeah, it's Kyron and Tyrone are the running backs.
Right? Yeah. And then Lamb and Cup are your wide receivers, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's it right there. Quincy Goat.
Okay.
That's it.
Only show tonight. Yeah, this is. I mean, we dropped the DFS on
The D-
Fridays usually too, or Thursdays.
DFS is posted right
Yeah,
now.
it's posted. If you like DFS, go check it out.
If you're interested in doing one of those, Sniper, we can do one of those if you like. Did you want us to do another live show? Like at 11 p.m.?
What the hell, Jonsey? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
She might be. She
Unless that was when I brought up Scott Fishbowl, maybe.
She's probably like a. Like,
that was like half hour ago.
Oh.
Disley not starting.
Disley is starting.
Yeah.
Disley is the Disley Bear, Sniper. We're going back to the Disley Bear. Absolutely. We're gonna let one bad game of a donut deter us from the Disley Bear.
Kansas City. I heard the stats earlier today, and I don't remember exactly what place. But Kansas City is like the worst team against tight ends, or the best for tight ends to go against, however you want to say it. So I'm starting Disley if I have them. I mean, I don't really have them anywhere, but if I did, I would start him.
Should we show? Let's no. I'll show people on Sunday. When after he scores. That's what I'll do.
There you go.
Nino Goat. It's a must win.
Yeah, it's a must win for a lot of people.
Nino. I think that you've done fantastic. I really do. You're a goat no matter what. That's first things first. Second, we're gonna play next week, Nino, because we're gonna get you the win this week. It's a must win for me in debating the flex. Take one more shot on Debo. We'll go Westbrook Kine. We're going to take one more shot at Debo.
Yep.
If we're swinging for the fences here, Nino.
Yep. It's like Sieg said earlier. I mean, Westbrook Kine, he cannot keep up this streak. I mean, can it happen? Yes. But
come on.
It's going to end at some point. And you also got to look at the opportunity too. You know, I mean, it's not like Westbrook Akine is coming out and getting 15 targets a game, and that's how he's getting his production. You know, it's not. You know, he's getting 3 for 61, 2 for 48, 2 for 117, 3 for 31.
Want to know what
he's just getting
there's zero volume. I was surprised to hear earlier in the week, Jonsey, that this dude is 27 years old. I thought this was like an undrafted free agent like last year or something.
No,
I didn't know he's been in the league for a while. I didn't know he's been in the league this long. I mean, this is just one of these I mean, I don't like using the word, but I'm going to anyway. This is just like one of these fluke deals. It really is. Like, this is not sustainable. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins leaves the team. Will Levis can't hit Calvin Ridley, or they're keying in on Calvin Ridley. That leaves one person open. He doesn't hit his tight end. And I know normally you would say, "Oh, Shepard, these are good things, right?" I mean, the tight end's not involved. Their wide receiver one is being blanketed. Well, yeah, in other circumstances, but the way that Westbrook Akine is getting his touchdowns, it's like,
yeah, I don't know the exact stat, but I mean, if you just look at his, percentage of catches that are touchdowns, it's ridiculous. It reminds me of Robert Tonyan in Green Bay years ago with Rodgers.
I think it's 50%.
Yeah,
I think it's 50.
And I remember Tonyan was like that, and everyone was freaking out about him, that year and the year after. And the year after, what did he do? He went back to normal.
Like, I think it's, if not exactly 1 out of 2, it's pretty damn close to that.
Yeah, let me season stats.
We're going Nino. We're going Debo. The Trone Goat.
Yeah, Akine's got 30. He's got 20 receptions and 8 touchdowns. So he's just under 50%. But
it's fucking ridiculous, right, Trone Goat?
Yeah, that's
no Westbrook Akine is here. I know we may have put him on the thumbnail like last week. But that was good for last week. That ain't good for this week.
Well, look at it this way: he's still a guy that
Maybe
you could have rostered.
right.
You know, waiver pickups are not about
starting
that
No.
specific week.
No, not at all.
Or, you know, waiver pickups are just who are the guys that, okay, if you need someone this week, here's your option. But they're also about who's the guy that should be on a roster just in case you need a bye week fill, just in case there's an injury. You know, people so often think of waivers as they just look at last week's production and say, well, that guy did the best. That's who's the top waiver pickup. It doesn't work like that, or it shouldn't work like that. You know,
I concur. Well, I mean, of course, you're gonna hit on a few of them.
yeah.
You know, like but like if you take a look at the larger picture, if you take a look at the whole broad spectrum of it, no, you basically, it's just an aspect of the game where you're throwing darts. If you get the player, you roster them. Nobody else has them, and you see what happens from there. But no, we're not goats. We're not starting Nick Westbrook Akine. I'm not going to suggest
unless your option. I mean, there could be a situation where we do start him. I don't want to say we're not starting him, but he's not just a plug and play automatic. Barkley, Chase Brown, Monty, Braylon.
Where should we mail you? Where should we mail you the trophy, Tron? Where do you want this trophy? That's fire. It's fire, baby. I mean, Chase Brown is like one of these quote unquote league winners. He's a league winner. Braylon Allen could wind up being the league winner since he's replacing the running back that was drafted in the first round.
Yeah, I mean,
for now, anyway.
If that would happen, or Breece Hall, you know, is that this turns into something long term, Braylon Allen, someone that you want rostered. I mean, even if you don't need him, if he's available, you just don't want your opponents to get him.
He looked good being on the field with Breece. Now let's see. Now we're gonna see how he performs without any Breece. Very easy. Let's go, Tron, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely Zach Charbonnet is greater than Braylon. I think for now, he's got more experience. They kind of like have the same physicality. They're both like kind of bigger running backs. He has more experience right now. We have more to work off of with Zach Charbonnet. That's it. That's really what it comes down to. We have more to work off of.
So Max is in Denver, not Seattle.
All right. Heard it's beautiful over
there. Wide receivers: Chase, London, Metcalf. Yeah, you're fine.
Chase, man. Of course he has Chase. Who doesn't have Chase? If you played enough leagues, you get Chase somewhere. Who drafted Justin Jefferson before Chase? Not me.
I mean,
who drafted
some people?
Some people. KJ.
Oh, PPR. Braylon or Sincere.
I love how sincere you are, KJ Goat.
I mean, at this point, I got to go Braylon.
I would go Braylon.
Just because we don't know. I mean, I know Zamir White's out.
I would go Braylon too.
I haven't heard what's going on with Madison.
The Sincere. Here's the thing, right? The dude he's looked better than what they've had presently, or at least for this season, in terms of ball carriers. So he's looked good in that role. He's looked good in that in a limited amount of reps. He's looked pretty decent, and Antonio Pierce has even said so himself. Like, yeah, he's looked good. They signed him off of the practice squad, so he's not even like he's on their roster right now. Mm-hmm. For what you're just alluding to, Jonsey, the only thing is what happens with Alexander Madison. Like, he's gonna return, if he's active, he's going to probably cut into what we want from Sincere. Braylon Allen is going to start at running back. He's going to get upwards of 15, close to 20 touches. One way or another, no matter how you slice it. Raiders are always playing from behind. Not that the Jets aren't, but the Raiders are usually playing from behind. Sincerely is not in that capacity. We know who is. Amir Abdullah or Alexander Madison. If Alexander Madison plays, it's this is a no-brainer in Braylon Allen. If Madison plays. If Madison's ruled out and it's Abdullah and Sincere McCormick, makes the decision a little bit more complicated.
A little bit. I think I'm still siding with Braylon though, just because when you look at it, even if Madison is out, you still have kind of a backfield by committee. There's not really that guy in New York other than Braylon Allen that's probably going to get a lot of touches, in my opinion. And also just from like you were just saying, I mean, Braylon Allen's probably going to get 15 touches guaranteed.
As close to what I believe to be a guarantee. Now, that could be.
I mean, it could be completely wrong, but I would agree.
I don't think I'm that far off wrong. If I am, but at least at around the 13 to 16, 17 total touches. That's receiving and actually carrying the ball.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Braylon Allen here. Yeah. I'm gonna go Braylon Allen here.
The only way I would probably go Sincere if somehow Breece Hall plays, but I'm not expecting that.
You shouldn't expect that.
Yeah, I mean, he's doubtful, so I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a guy that was doubtful on a Friday go and play on a Sunday. So Mooney and Jawan or Debo, it's 50? Like, I don't know what that means.
Mooney or Jawan or Debo.
Maybe it's like 50-50?
50 Cent? Maybe it's 50 Cent.
Could be.
See a shortcoming. I don't. Again, I think the Darnell Mooney thing is correcting itself. I really do. Do I think Kirk Cousins is going to throw another 4 picks? No, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to throw another 4 picks. I think he is going to throw a touchdown, maybe 2. This is his revenge game, by the way. So maybe Darnell does find the end zone, but maybe Kyle Pitts does, or maybe Drake London does twice. Wouldn't that be something? They're wide receiver 1. They're alpha wide receiver. So I'm kind of like I'm more quieter, more down, more low on Darnell Mooney. Start Debo here. It's Debo in the flex.
Yeah.
Debo, because we're gonna see some 2-way. I think he's definitely going to he's gonna carry the rock. He's gonna tote the rock. WT. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, as profound as it was 5 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, but he's still a viable option.
I think in week 14 with a lousy bye week situation, even if it wasn't a lousy bye week situation, I think he'd still crack he'd be close to RB24. Let's see where.
Yeah, he's a flex play.
Where the hell is
every
he?
week, in my opinion?
I think, we still believe in Tyrone Tracy. Yeah, Tyrone is close to 20. He's RB 19 right now. He's got the Saints. Decent matchup. decent matchup. He's not really splitting work with Devin Singletary. We haven't even seen his receiving upside. We have not seen that element of his game. Unless WT, don't get me wrong, unless you've got like another three more solid options. I mean, it'd be hard to come by, but don't get me wrong. I mean, there was who just a little while ago. There was three running backs were like, never mind. I'll spend 10 minutes just trying to find the running backs. Unless you have like another three solid options, then you can maybe sit Tyrone.
Yeah.
If it's Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Tyrone Tracy, I'd feel damn comfortable starting Tyrone Tracy in the flex. Damn comfortable, without question.
My question is, did you handcuff CMC? Well, I mean, if you did handcuff him, you probably lost out on Mason too. But did you have Braylon Allen? And this is a prime example right here. The CMC one was tough because most people probably had Mason, and they're not. Myself, I've been touting Garendo since the offseason. But once CMC came back, it was very hard to keep Garendo as the third running back on the team.
You know what?
Especially when I don't have CMC anywhere.
And here's the other thing that is, I mean, you can consider it lousy or you can consider it strategy depending on your league. Like, yes. So the CMC owners, most of them definitely had Mason, and that was really lousy that Mason went on IR an hour later. Okay. Now, if your league went by waiver priority like Max Corleone's did, you had no shot of getting Isaac Garendo at that point. However, if your league was in Fab, that's a different story, and that's when you have to kind of sort of look back. You have to look back and kind of reflect on, okay, where did I spend? How come I was outbid for Isaac Garendo?
And that's why you have to kind of look at your spending. You don't want to blow all your if you do a Fab league, you don't want to blow all your money early in the year. Just think back. You know how many people blew half their budget or 3/4 of their budget on a guy like Isaiah Likely? How did that work out? I forget who the guy was in week 2. Week 3.
It was Carson Steele.
Yep, Carson Steele. There we go. I remember saying in a league chat,
it was Crocky J, baby.
I remember saying, and I think it was in the Doc League or something like that, where we did that one waiver run like week 8 or something. Someone was like, "Oh yeah, Carson Steele is gonna." I'm like, Carson Steele will be irrelevant by the time that waiver pickup comes along. And no. Well, guess what happened? Where is Carson Steele? But everyone blew all their money, their free agent, budget on him. You got to be smarter about things.
You have to play the long game.
Yeah.
At that part, of
something for the end, because things like this happen where CMC goes down and then Mason's down, and now all of a sudden Walker's down and Breece Hall's down. These backups are league winners. And now if you don't have the budget to get them, you're just handing your opponents a championship.
Yeah, Goats, when we've been saying for weeks about getting your studs handcuffs. I mean, we were only saying it because I've seen this type of shit before. Jonsey has seen it. We've seen this. I mean, I'd have to like look back, do a little bit of research to give you the examples, but they're out there. I can give you one actually, like not. I can't remember who the hell. You know what? It was probably Jamal Williams, not Jamal Williams. The other Williams that was in Baltimore. It was like probably like 2016, 2015. And the league winner, the handcuff running back there, was Kenyon Drake. I wound up losing. I lost to that league winner in the championship. Remember that? You remember Kenyon Drake?
Yeah, I remember Kenyon Drake, yeah.
I mean, there's tons of examples like that. Tons. It happens. We're trying to have the goats be prepared so it doesn't happen to you guys. Look, and if it does, hey, we are playing human era as well. So I mean, like, don't knock yourself for it.
Yeah,
This is a game.
everything's a learning experience.
It's a learning.
You just gotta learn. And I mean, I've been playing fantasy. I'm 40 years old. I've been playing fantasy ever since I was probably 10 years old. You know, I mean, you learn a little bit more every single year, and you just over time you kind of get that feeling on what to do and what not to do. You know, and a lot of people don't learn until like the bad thing happens. You know, they lose the running back. You know, they don't like handcuffing, but then the year that they lose their running back, and then they ended up losing a championship because of it, I guarantee you going forward, they're always going to handcuff. You know,
and just like the question that we had earlier from one of the goats, should I get Gainwell? Well, now we're evaluating like the the value of Gainwell as a cuff. Like, is he of high value of a handcuff versus some of the others?
Yeah.
Does Kenny Gainwell equal what Tyler Algier would be if Bijan went down? The answer is no. I don't think so. I don't believe so. The answer is no. Like Braylon Allen cuff to Brees Hall versus Kenny Gainwell cuff to Saquon. No, they're not. So all of them have to be weighted. I think that's what I was looking for. Weighted. All right, what's next? What's next?
Mel. All right, if you're still in here, Mel, have a good night.
Well, things change.
Always appreciate you coming.
Things change also, Sniper. Things change because the Tootsie Pop is on the show. So there you go. Need one. Neighbors Jennings Pacheco. Look,
Neighbors had. Did you hear anything about Neighbors today at all? I know he popped up on the injury report yesterday.
Questionable. He was questionable last week, so it's not that.
Yeah, I mean, if he's playing, I'm playing Neighbors over both of these guys.
That's somebody else. I'm surprised they haven't just shut down. They're shutting down Brees Hall. They're about to shut down Brees Hall. They're not going to shut down Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing you got to kind of be a little bit weary about for the teams that aren't in it anymore. And at some point, the players themselves might just shut it down. You know, they're just going to play a little, with less, vigor and run a little less harder. And, I mean, they just lose focus because there's nothing to play for anymore. Not saying that's going to happen with Neighbors or anyone specific, but it can happen. You got to kind of think about that a little bit. But I'm still going Neighbors here though. If he plays,
although it wouldn't surprise me if Pacheco saw more work. Okay, that's possible. It's possible they want to ramp him up. Yep. He may see more work, and he also had an explosive run last week as well. So I mean, wouldn't surprise me if we saw a better game overall from Isaiah Pacheco. I still think that if Malik Neighbors is on the field, that's the target hog.
Yeah. I'm still not starting Pacheco unless I have to. I don't trust that he.
Well, the thing is, he's got Pacheco now, who's active, and he played last week, and now it's the question is, will I miss out on like the Pacheco of old, or are we getting, or are we still going to get like a kind of sort of Pacheco?
Look at it this way: until I see the Pacheco of old, I'm not starting him expecting the Pacheco of old. I'm expecting a timeshare. I'm expecting Pacheco to get a bunch of crappy runs and then every once in a while break one. I'm not putting Pacheco in thinking, oh yeah, he's going to get 15 carries for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm not thinking that. he's got to show me that before I think that. We've seen injuries before. It takes a while for guys to get back up to speed. You know, you just can't expect them to be 100% back to what they were.
It's true.
You know, and to me, so to me, I can't start Pacheco over a guy like Neighbors. Jennings, I maybe could make a case for, maybe, but I'm not starting him over Neighbors. Packers got robbed.
I don't know if they got last night. I don't know if they got robbed. What's up, Belinda Goat?
Hubbard, Tracy, Rico.
Rico or Tyrone or Chuba. Chuba's playing the Eagles. That's bad news. That's bad news for the Chuba Hubbard owners who have enjoyed much success this season with Chuba and a backfield all to himself. That's not the case anymore now, is it?
No.
That's not the case anymore. His snaps increased last week. Not a lot, okay? So it's not like he's like really chipping away at like the.
Yeah, he was 8% his first week back, and last week he was at 21%.
So he's ramping up.
He could see 35, 40% maybe this week. I mean,
but then,
maybe.
But even for him, for both of them, it's a shitty matchup. So let's take that out of the equation. It would be Tyrone or Rico Dowdle for me.
Yeah, me also.
Rico Dowdle's playing really well for the Cowboys lately against the Bengals. Rico.
Yeah, every time I say, oh, I like Rico, but you have better options, Rico always does well. So.
And we're Tyrone Tracy fans, or at least like we believe in Tyrone Tracy, the talent, right? But Rico Dowdle is, again, we want full volume here. Full volume. There could very well be some Devin Singletary thrown into there. Again, he's the expendable he's the expendable running back on the Giants. It ain't Tyrone Tracy. And then Chuba Hubbard. I mean, like we're playing with house money with Chuba Hubbard right now. We really are. And again, it's a bad matchup.
I'm gonna go Rico here. I think I'm gonna agree with you. Tootsie Pop, hello. Thank you for coming.
How many playoffs are you gonna make, Tootsie Pop? I'd say, if I had to take a guess, I would say at least 3/4, which should be pretty good, really good. 3/4. Just like Sniper. 3 out of every 4 leagues Sniper plays in playoffs.
That's awesome.
No, I'm making that up for Sniper.
Oh.
Okay. What was the 2,000 rate? Running back Buck Allen. See, I really have to go check Tommy Goat. I really would. I want to say, I know Kenyon Drake beat me in the championship that year.
Well, here, so I'm looking at 2016 Ravens stats.
So
running backs.
Terrence
West was like the lead guy.
Terrence West? No, that doesn't sound right.
And then
maybe it was another.
It must have been a different year.
Was it an earlier or later year? No. Yeah, that's why I know my years are a little messed up around there. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't.
2017.
I know it was Kenyon Drake, but it may not have been the Ravens.
All right. Well, let's look at Kenyon Drake.
Guys, I mean, it was like very.
Now I want to know what.
And I didn't. It was not anyone's handcuff either. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so Kenyon Drake started his career in Miami.
Right. I remember that.
And then he went.
He played for a bunch of teams. Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, he Miami, Arizona, Raiders. Baltimore was in 2022.
No, that was only a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
No.
Anyways.
Maybe it was Kenyon Drake on the Raiders. I'm just thinking of the Ravens, but maybe it was the Raiders.
No, that he was there for 12 games, but he only had 2 attempts. It could be. I mean, the last time he never really had a lot of. I mean, 2020 in Arizona, he had 239 attempts in 15 games. So maybe you're thinking of that year.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Hey guys, love the chat right now. Love the people in here. Love the goats. Interactive. Everything that we set out to do. Oh yeah, and provide some advice while we're at it. NFL wants Lions KC Super Bowl. Ha!
Eminem versus Swift.
I don't think the Lions are going to make it.
They
I don't.
should.
They
They're probably the
should.
best team in the NFL right now.
I don't know if they're going to make it. I could be wrong.
Which is crazy because
I could be. I mean,
I thought the Jets were like the best team on paper coming into the season, but that was wrong. I knew the Lions were good, but I kind of thought they would fall back a little, but they haven't. So props to them.
Full PPR start. Grant, the Disley Bear, Jawan, Dalton Kincaid. Is Dalton Kincaid definitely playing?
I don't even know if he's playing.
No, he's questionable. So they moved him out of IR. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that the dude plays. Now refresh my memory. Which Grant are we talking about?
Grant
Grant Calcaterra.
Calcaterra in the Eagles.
Calcaterra. Yeah. That's not a bad start. If not Grant Calcaterra, then I would go Disley.
I'm going Disley. Disley's my first choice, and then probably Grant, and then Jawan.
I'll go with the Disley Bear,
and then Kincaid probably.
Oh my god! And she wants to call me biased because of one bad game. The dude was in the starting lineup, and no, the Disley Bear will perform.
Yeah, it's like I said earlier. He's going against the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are one of the worst teams against tight ends.
Disley's got a nice matchup. He's got a nice matchup if Ladd's in.
Yeah.
I'm counting that Ladd McConkey's going to play. I'm not counting that Ladd McConkey's going to be out. Even if Ladd McConkey's out, that makes it even better. But I don't think Ladd McConkey's going to be out. I think he's going to play, and I like Disley against the Chiefs. Yeah. Tommy, go. Yeah.
Disley, Hawk, or Otten.
I'm not in the TJ Hawkinson business.
I'm okay with Hawkinson. I'm not in the Otten business.
Rachel Tootsie Pop is in the Hawkinson business, but I don't think even she would play TJ Hawkinson when again you've got another tight end on the field that's scoring touchdowns for them. That's not to say that Hawk wouldn't be the recipient of a touchdown either, but still, like it doesn't bode well. Like when you own Travis Kelce and you see Gray scoring touchdowns, like it doesn't bode well. It didn't bode well in the beginning of the year when you own Mark Andrews, yet you see Isaiah Likely scoring touchdowns.
Yeah, but
so now we're in the wrong time of year. We're in the time of year where like you need your tight end as tough of a position as it is to call because they are so touchdown dependent. I'd probably go Disley then Otten.
I'd go Disley then Hawk and then Otten, but I mean it's Disley. Disley's your choice this week.
Juan Goat, what's up, my friend? Juan Goat.
Two wide receiver. Oh wait, 4 my wide receiver, 2 my running back, 2. So a wide receiver, a running back, and a flex. First name that pops is Jacoby Myers. Yeah, so Jacoby Myers is your wide receiver 2. Walker or Charbonnet is your RB2, whoever plays.
Uh-huh.
And then your flex
Is
it would be between Jennings, Worthy, Mooney, Westbrook. So I would probably go Jennings or Mooney. I'd probably side with. I'd probably side with Jennings.
oh boy.
Should I pick up Travis Homer off waivers? Roshan Johnson. Always. I didn't know that.
Here comes another cuff. A cuff of cuffs. Another cuff of
cuff
cuffs.
of cuffs.
Well, here again though, it goes back to the weighted discussion on cuffs. Like, is Travis Homer going to be like held in the same type of priority or level or how's he weighted compared to the other ones? He's not.
No.
He's not. I mean, this is just,
I don't know if I can still
much like, here's the thing though. Travis Homer has never been called upon. He's never been asked to be a lead running back. And when he was one time, I believe in 2022, Rashad Penny went out. Kenny Walker was out. They had nobody other than like Travis Homer and who the hell's the other guy? DJ Dallas.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yep.
So he's not that good. He's more of a return guy. That's why he's a running back, yeah, but he's more of a returner than anything.
Yeah, one guy I want to. So no, I wouldn't pick up Travis Homer. I mean, unless you're in a really deep league or something like that, or a 16 team or something like that, where there's just absolutely nothing else. I don't know if I'd trust Homer to carry the load. I think if somehow Swift wouldn't play, which I don't know how serious anything is with him. I think they would just end up passing more. I don't think they're going to hand Travis Homer the ball and be like, carry us,
Could you get somebody else that's still available? Right? Yeah. I mean, are we at the bare bones?
I mean, if you're just picking up a guy to pick up a guy, one guy everyone should be looking out for, especially if you're Alvin Kamara owner, is Kendre Miller. If you have Kamara, you 100% need Kendre.
He'll be activated.
should be this week.
He'll be activated in a jumping jack flash. But there's nothing. Let me put it this way: there's nothing wrong with Kendre Miller.
And why is that?
Because he's not hurt.
Well, yeah, okay.
I'm saying there's nothing wrong with him other than like he's just his coach doesn't like him.
Well, that coach is no longer there.
Yeah.
So
he's fine, Kendre Miller.
Yeah. And if Kamara goes down, Miller in that system with that schedule they have remaining for running backs, he's another guy that could be a league winner. So just wanted to say that because we haven't really talked about him in a while.
Yeah, Juan. So I would like you to definitely take another look at who's available. I mean, if it's Travis Homer, again, I wouldn't want to start Travis Homer right now.
No.
Not at all. Well, Swift is probably playing, and he's not even a good start. I mean, he's a borderline start. But I wouldn't want to start Travis Homer. I bet you could go get someone else that might hold some more value for you. I'd play Sincere McCormick over Travis Homer.
Yeah, I would too.
I would play who else would I play over Travis Homer? I'd play a bunch of people.
Go get Cam Akers.
I might
not be available, but
I think I would play Ray Davis over Travis Homer.
I'd play Jerome Ford over Travis Homer. And he's probably available. I mean, I would even play Patrick Taylor probably over Travis Homer. Just on the off chance that Taylor sees a lot of touches. You know, if they split 50-50 with Garendo or something, I would trust him more than Homer.
Look at the Rhino.
Cousins or Stafford.
I'm sure the Rhino will weigh in tomorrow night on whether he would play Travis Homer, how he would feel about that, how he feels about Sincere McCormick, how he feels about Braylon Allen. All this will be tomorrow night when you see the Commissioner Rhino. Tomorrow at 8 p.m., folks. The start sit. Eastern time. Start sit 8 p.m. Join us there. And if you're new right now, please like this video and subscribe. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sniper.
Cousins or Stafford. I'm not trusting Cousins.
We're so much we're big into revenge games now, aren't we? Look at the revenges that are going around this season. I mean, like there's just every week there's like a huge revenge going around.
Yeah, and some of them pan out and some don't. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still not sitting Stafford over Cousins. I'm playing Stafford over Cousins probably every week.
Does Kirk have like a huge revenge? Does he need revenge, Kirk?
I mean, maybe.
Or does he need to keep his job?
But you're also looking at Stafford, who's got two of the better, probably if not the best, one of the best wide receiver duos in the league. Then they're playing Buffalo this week. It's going to be a competitive game. They're going to need to put up points
in SoFi too, right? Yeah, this game's in LA. They couldn't be that. They couldn't be that cruel to the Bills, giving them 2 away games in the snow like that.
Yeah.
No. The game's in LA. The Falcons are playing who again?
Falcons are playing the Vikings.
Well, the Vikings like down at the bottom versus the pass. I'm gonna go with tough. I'll go with Kirk. I'm gonna go with Cousins just because I know Rhino's going with Stafford.
All right. Jonathan, you're being obnoxious.
Yeah. Am I? You tell me. Am I being obnoxious? Am I being any different than I normally am?
No, this is normal for you. So
this is normal for me. Exactly. I don't say like. Don't make me come down over there, Sniper. Because
how do we like the?
I'm tempted to.
Chargers RB situation. Are they startable this week in a full PPR?
We spoke about this Schnabel goat. We did speak about this very briefly, but the Chargers, these 2 running backs, they need to produce. One of them needs to produce. So now it's like, okay, flip a coin. Yeah. Heads or tails.
Well, it's not. For one, it's not a good matchup this week.
It's not a good matchup against the Chiefs at all. But who's got the tangible here? The intangible. Who's got that? Right now, I would say it goes to the rookie unknown, sort of unknown. In Kamani Vidal, we know what Gus is to us. Yeah. We know what it is. We know what he is. We know where his ceiling is. Yeah. We know where his floor is, too, which is pretty lousy. Kamani Vidal, I think he's got the upside. He's got the juice. He's the rookie. Again, it's not a great matchup, but can we get him involved in the passing game? Maybe.
It's going to be with Kamani. It's going to be one of those things where that the game that he breaks, it's just going to come out of the blue. He's going to break out in a game.
He had a great game,
and no one's going to start him because you shouldn't be starting him right now. But
if you're in a deep league, real deep, I'm talking, you have to start 3 wide and then 2 flex. That fifth spot, aside from 2 running backs, I would roll the dice there. I would. You may not have a better option.
Yeah, in something like that.
In a deep league, you could start Kamani Vidal. If it's a league where we're talking about your regular 3 wide receiver, 2 running back, and 1 flex. Now we're kind of like borderline.
Yeah.
Now it's more like that's risky.
Look at it. I don't want to start either Chargers running backs this week if I can avoid it.
No.
Oops.
No, you're on the same one. Very good. Great minds think alike.
No, I was on a different one. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe.
She's notice how she says hi to Ron and she calls me obnoxious.
Nervous about McCormick, especially if Madison is back.
Yeah.
Ron, I'd rather start Russell Wilson. Over Stafford. I don't think I'm there with Russell. Playing Cleveland.
No, I'd rather start Kirk Cousins in the dome.
Yeah, I actually might start Cousins too before I don't like Russ's matchup this week. See you tomorrow, Ron. Brandon Cooks, Rome Odunze.
Oh, here comes Jonsey.
Here comes the Brandon Cooks. I'm surprised we haven't gotten more about him, honestly.
I would go with. It's so hard to call Brandon Cooks right now. With Cooper Rush. That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the problem. But we had this trouble the other night, and we're gonna have this trouble now. You still have Caleb Williams, a new offensive coordinator. The fact that the Bears have been doing somewhat better.
Yeah, I mean,
there's more mouths to feed in Chicago than there are in Dallas. But these mouths in Chicago happen to be better mouths than the ones that are in Dallas. If that makes sense. If that makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
I think we have more, and I think we have more upside with Rome Odunze.
Here, let's put it this way. So last week, Brandon Cooks was, he's on the radar right now because he got a touchdown. If he didn't get that touchdown and he just caught 3 balls for 16 yards, would you think about starting him this week? Me personally, I'm going Rome Odunze. Just because the Bears are kind of hot right now in the passing game. Caleb, and even though Rome is I don't know if he's the 2/3.
Well, Keenan Allen's been doing well.
Yeah, Keenan Allen's been doing better too.
Doing better of late, I should say.
But even with Rome, okay, even if he's the 3rd option, he's still been that 3rd option all year. He has that rapport built with Caleb Williams, where Brandon Cooks is just coming back. Like I said, if he didn't score the touchdown last week, would you even be thinking about starting him this week? No. Because no one would even be thinking about him.
Brandon Cooks has been a very good receiver in this league for about like 10 years, or maybe a little bit more. He's been a very good wide receiver. He's on the 18th hole right now.
Yeah. And I get it. He's playing Cincinnati. I mean, so could he have a good game? Yeah. But
I think we have more upside with Rome Odunze.
I'm just looking at who I trust more,
All right. Sniper. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time doing all your wonderful, wonderful things. I think we mentioned before, right? You're kind of like on vacation, kind of. She's hanging out with aristocrats right now, Jonsey, in beautiful Atlanta.
Okay.
Yep. She's having herself a wonderful time. She's hanging out with Ray Ray. She's with Ray Ray McLeod.
Ray, yeah.
That's who her date is at this gala event that she's at. She chose Ray Ray McLeod over me. Could you believe that?
I would choose Ray Ray McLeod over you.
She chose Ray Ray over me. I don't get it. And she wants to know why I'm being obnoxious. folks, we will be back. We will be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Start sit show. It's week 14. It's the last week of the regular season for fantasy. Wow. Oh my God. We've got so much in store for you, goats, though. Throughout the playoffs, postseason, off season, whatever you'd like to
Yeah.
call it. It's
And
happening.
and here's the thing too, like even if the season doesn't go your way, it's still, if you're in a dynasty league, a keeper league, you still want to pay attention. You can get players at the end of the year that are, dart throws for the following year. So still keep an eye on things. You know, we'll help you along with that if you have questions. Fantasy is it's become a year-long thing, and we're here for you. So one last one for Quincy, and then we're gonna cut out of here.
Never say no to Quincy.
Start two running backs, two wide receivers, three flex. Kyron Kamara. Okay, those are your running backs. Pickens, Marvin Harrison are your wide receivers. And then Debo, Myers. Or did I say Myers already? No, I said Pickens and Marvin Harrison. So Debo, Myers.
Tell me you're gonna sit Bucky Irving again.
Well, no, he needs three flex, so I'm probably starting Bucky in the flex.
You're gonna play Alvin. You're gonna play Kyron Williams. Okay, because you don't sit Kyron Williams.
Okay, so he needs he needs 7. So
Out of
Kyron, Kamara, Bucky, Pickens, Debo, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jacoby Myers. Who is
it's Braylon.
Is that supposed to be MVS probably?
It's more like NV. It's more like NVS. It's more like it.
Yeah. So I'm sitting Braylon Allen. I'm sitting Nick Westbrook Akine, and I'm sitting MVS, and I'm starting the rest. Boom.
Good deal. All right.
Thank you all for coming. Hopefully,
see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, hopefully we had some fun, and we always have fun. We appreciate all you guys coming, and gals and girls.
Yeah, definitely, and snipers. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Deuces.